I got time. Dang it! Welp, it's November. And what better way to celebrate November than to talk about October? October, the spooky season, the month where people celebrate Halloween. You know, I went trick-or-treating the other day. On Halloween, of course. In Roblox also, of course. But this person just won't give me candy. I ask and I ask. They just won't give me the candy. Well, to take my mind off this trick-or-treating mishap, I thought I could talk about some video games. Over the spooky season, all types of games have different events to celebrate Halloween. I just thought I would rank each of the events on a rating out of 4 categories. I'm going to be ranking some of my favorite games that added some spooky or Halloween related content into the game. I will be judging each game's spooky season event on the content it brings to the game. Is the event fun? How much it does in the spirit of Halloween? And the creativity of the event. First off, we will start with the all-popular game, Among Us. They upgraded 2 maps with some spooky decorations. In each room of the Skilled and Mirror HQ, you can probably find some type of Halloween decoration. But I also left out one map, Polis. How can you forget Polis? I know they are working on new stuff for the game, but come on, you didn't add decorations to one of your 3 maps. Since they are a small developer group with barely any people, I will cut them some slack. But come on. They were, and probably still are, under pressure from a lot of different things people want in the game, and fixing server issues. But I feel like you can't just forget a map. I know it was one of their last maps they made, so they probably reused older decorations instead of adding new content. But I feel like it's not that hard to add some little decorations in some rooms like the other maps. They also added Halloween hats that you can wear on your Among Us character. But I feel like they were reused from another Halloween, you know? So they're just reusing content. Now let's rank this Halloween event. I feel like they could have added a bit more content into the game, such as another hat or another kill animation. So I'm going to give them a half a pumpkin for this category. The event doesn't really bring anything to the fun category, but I don't know what you could add it to this game to make it more fun in the Halloween way. So I'll also give them a half a pumpkin for this category. This event brings a lot to the game for the spirit of Halloween, because a lot of Halloween is based on dressing up, setting up decorations, so I'll give them a 1 for this category. I feel the creativity of the event isn't really that big though, because lots of different games give their characters skins or have map updates, so I'm going to give them a 0 in this category. This brings the game's spooky score to a 2 out of 4 pumpkin rating. Second, let's talk about Jump King, the Ghosts of the Babe. This update adds a whole new Jump King route into the game. There are tons of different areas such as the Philosopher's Forest, the Bog, the Molding Manor, Bugstock, etc. I probably butchered some names here and there. Once you make it past the tower on this route, you will find a casket with the babe, which causes you to go higher in the map and search for the ghost of the babe. After you make it to the next tower, you will find a spookified version of the original tower in the game. And once you make it to the top of the tower, you have beat this section and found the ghost of the babe. This spooky update brings a whole new section of content into the game and allows you to basically beat a whole new game of Jump King. That's why, in the content category, I will be giving them a 1. Even though I haven't played too much of it, I can say the event is fun, but also sometimes rage-inducing. This game is based off of getting mad for fun, so I'm going to give them a 1 in this category too. In the spirit of Halloween, it brings amazing spooky areas into the game. It allows you to have fun while also having the spirit of Halloween within you. So I'm going to give them a 1 in this category too. This event is very creative because after you complete one part and think it is over, BAM! Another section for the route. That is why I'm going to give them a 1 in this category. This rounds out the score at a 4 out of 4 pumpkin rating. A perfect 4 for Jump King Ghost of the Babe. Next, we're going to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons. Nintendo added a bunch of different spooky decorations into the game. They brought candy into the game to give to your villagers. They also added a new plant, pumpkins! You can grow them and create new DIY recipes with them. They added all new types of decorations, flooring, wallpapers, and even a magic wand. Some of the decorations they added were the spooky arch, the spooky candy set, the spooky chair, and a bunch more. There are also some items that are only available on Halloween, such as the spooky carriage, the spooky flooring, the spooky wall, and the spooky wand. There are also tons of different costumes you can buy and wear. New eye colors, hair colors, and colors for your character. There are also a lot of different spooky reactions. On Halloween night, Jack the Caesar of Halloween makes an appearance. And you get to give Jack candy. And maybe you will receive something in return. The things you will receive in return is the spooky carriage, the spooky flooring, the spooky wall, and the spooky wand. But if you don't, he will play a trick on you. Alright, let's start off by judging what content it brings to the game. It brings tons of new items, reactions, and Jack the Caesar, who has been in almost every Animal Crossing so far. I'm going to give them a 1 in the content category. Now, let's rate the fun it adds to the game. You can decorate your whole island with a ton of different spooky decorations. I think I'm going to give them a 1 in this category because decorating is fun and dressing up your character is fun. So I'm going to give them a 1. Now let's judge it on how it contributes to the spirit of Halloween. The game brings a ton of different spooky cosmetics and great spooky event into the game. It brings in the tradition of trick-or-treating, setting up decorations, and spooky items. I'm going to give them a 1 in this category too. Now let's finish it off with the creativity of the event. The event has a lot of creativity. It brings new content to the game that is in the Halloween spirit, such as the new reactions and cosmetics. They are also very creative with each item they added, and are very creative with how Jack plays a trick on you if you don't give him candy. I'm going to give them a 1 for this category. This rounds out their spooky pumpkin total to a 4 out of 4. Another perfect 4. Now, we will talk about the Overwatch Halloween update. Each year, Blizzard Entertainment releases a spooky Halloween update for Overwatch. Each year, they add spooky new skins to different characters, new map changes, etc. Each year, they also add a new Halloween game mode, Dr. Junkenstein. Actually, it's the same game mode each year. In this game mode, you have to defeat Dr. Junkenstein, his bots, and his creations. His creations consist of Reaper, Roadhog, Symmetra, or Junkrat, also known as Dr. Junkenstein, and Mercy. Your team consists of 4 players who can pick out of 10 characters to play. Between defeating each of his creations, there are robots you must defeat and Dr. Junkenstein's Riptide you must destroy. Each of Junkenstein's creations have different abilities that their usual heroes use. Reaper attacks your nearest hero on your team while occasionally using Wraith. Roadhog also attacks the nearest hero on your team right after spawning. Symmetra will spawn in and immediately use your ult while attacking the nearest enemy on your team. Dr. Junkenstein will spawn in and also fire his explosives at the nearest enemy. And then there's Mercy. Mercy will spawn in when the final battle begins and resurrect Dr. Junkenstein. Then you just need to kill off Junkenstein and the rest of his creation. Another part of the event are the map changes and spooky skins. There are 3 maps with spooky changes: Hollywood, Eichenwald, and Chateau Guillard. These maps are spookified with spooky references to dark myths, Halloween decorations, and other spooky map changes. And there are skins each year. Overwatch adds spooky related to each hero. But that's the only change they make each year. The thing that is bad about this event is that they don't add any other new content than the skins. They reuse the same Halloween game mode and the same Halloween maps. They never add any other new content that is besides the skins. And that is my problem with this event. Alright, now let's rank the event. For the content it brings to the game, I'm going to give them a 0.25. Because they use the same content each year and never add a new game mode or map for Halloween. Now, is the event fun? I'm going to judge this off the game mode I added, Junkenstein. Junkenstein is a fun event, but it gets boring after you play it for a little bit. So I'm going to give them a 0.75 in this category. It's a fun game mode, but not something I would play for a while. In the spirit of Halloween, this event uses the evil scientist feel for Junkenstein's revenge in spooky maps and skins related to the Halloween season. So I'm going to give them a 1 in this category. The creativity of the event takes a toll each time they release the same content, without adding any new spooky maps or game modes. It was super creative the first time, but now the only thing they have for creativity of the event are the skins. For that, I'm going to give them a 0.5. Overall, I rate this event with a 2.5 out of 4 pumpkin rating. Finally, we're going to be talking about the Minecraft Halloween update. I don't know if many people know this, but in the early ages of Minecraft, there was actually a Halloween update added to the game. This update was called the Pretty Scary Update. This update added quote-unquote pretty items, which were just items that weren't mobs or monsters. And they also added quote-unquote scary items. In the pretty items category, they released command blocks, which could only be obtained in creative, anvils, flower pots, cobblestone walls, item frames, wooden buttons, and the potato and carrot crops. It also added potatoes, poisonous potatoes, carrots, golden carrots, carrot on a stick, pumpkin pie, potion of night vision, and potion of invisibility. And then they also added the quote-unquote scary stuff. They added mob heads into the game, such as skeleton heads, zombie heads, creeper heads, wither skeleton head, and player heads. They also added a new Halloween / spooky related mobs, such as the bat and witches, and witch huts. They also added in the infection disease. This disease would be where zombies could infect villagers and turn them into zombie villagers. They also added a new type of scary mob, the wither skeleton. Wither skeletons could be found in fortresses, and sometimes when you kill them, will drop their head. It's a rare chance, but it happens. With their heads, you make a new boss that was added in this update. You make the wither. You create the wither by placing 4 sand in a T-length shape, then placing 3 wither skeleton heads on the top of the T. This creates a new boss. When you defeat the wither, it will drop a nether star. The nether star can be used to craft a beacon, which was also added in this update, and the beacon can give players buffs. Now let's rate this Halloween update. Let's start off with rating the content it brings into the game. This update brings all sort of spooky items and also non-spooky items into the game. This is why I will give them a 1 for this category. Now let's talk about, is the event fun? It brings all sorts of new blocks and items you can craft and build with. It also brings mobs and even new boss into the game that you can fight, which is fun. So I will give them a 1 in this category. Now let's talk about what it does in the spirit of Halloween. It brings all new spooky and Halloween related mobs into the game and items to celebrate Halloween. So I'll give them a 1 in this category too. Now, let's talk about how creative the event is. This event is super creative. They added a new spooky monster. They even added a spooky related boss into the game. They added an infectious disease for zombies to infect villagers. And they added Halloween favorites such as the bat and witch. This is why I will give them a 1 in this category, rounding out their total to a 4 out of 4 pumpkin rating. Now that we're done with the Halloween events for each game, let's finally see if I can get that candy. Alright, I finally got them to give me the candy. They told me it wasn't Halloween, that I shouldn't be knocking on their door. They still gave me the candy, though. Oh wait. This is a toothbrush.